here? Like if it was going everything the way Nichole wanted it to go, what would it look like?
I mean, I would love to see like the regular history that is actual history. I feel like we all need to learn that. And I think you made a great point, like teaching, accounting and teaching, how to manage a checkbook, how to open a business if you want to. There should be courses like that offered in the high school. I think that is
no life
something,
skills.
Yeah, definitely. That there needs to be life skills. I didn't open my business until I was 36. I do have a college degree. I did go into college debt, but like, I think that is good that they need to learn that kind of stuff in school, and they're not teaching that kind of stuff. Some schools, like you said, like the private schools, if you go to private schools, they are, but public schools get a lot of funding from the state. They get tons of funding. They get tons of funding from our taxes. We need change in the schools, and we can't just keep letting the school board members sit on there that are politicians. We have one board member that has been on the board for 28 years, and he falls asleep at the meetings. So we need to have better people on the board that actually have students and children that are in the schools still. You can't just be on there and just sit there for years to come. Well, I feel like term limits everywhere need to get into effect. Everywhere. You should only be able to do the school board for 2 terms, just like a president. Everywhere should be 2 terms.
That was going to be my next question.
Yes.
So the school board term right now, how long does it last?
It's 4 years.
So it's 4 years, and then someone is up for re-election every 4 years?
Yes, and everybody that's running right now is running unopposed, or so they thought until I'm shaking things up
unopposed.
A little bit. Yeah.
So they're just going to march right in there with no competition.
They're just going to march in there with no competition, but I'm shaking it up.
Okay. So what would you like to see them change that they're doing right now?
So I would like term limits. I don't know if that would have to go through the school or if that would have to go through the state. I honestly don't know how that works.
Well, the problem with any of them is the people that would vote for it are going to be the people affected by it. So our congressmen and senators and school board folks and state senators, are they going to vote for term limits when it means they got to leave soon?
Exactly.
That's always the funny thing about this stuff, because they usually won't vote.
Career politicians.
Well, career politicians is a terrible problem we have right now.
Yes.
You see it with Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, Joe Biden, Dianne Feinstein. You can go on and on.
Yes.
But they're more preoccupied with staying in power as they are, as opposed to doing what's right. That's what the founding fathers wanted to begin with. Yep. They wanted a gentleman farmer, someone that had a career outside of it, that can go serve the government as a public servant, because that's what they are supposed to be, a public servant, and then they leave.
Yeah.
But we've lost so much of what they thought.
I think they all lost the public servant thing, because they're not public servants anymore.
No, they're not public servants anymore.
They think that they have all this power, and they have to remember that we the people.
They don't like that.
No.
But people can change it if they decide to vote differently. Like, I would also like to see more parties as well. I think that would help. More nuanced opinions, more nuanced views will get more people what they want. As it is, just Republican versus Democrat, you really only get 2 choices.
Well, I'm not running under either.
Which is good.
So I'm not on the ballot. I am running as myself, basically, and I am calling myself the Mama and Papa Bear Party because I'm for the parents. And that's basically my motto right now. When I talk to people, that's what I tell them. I'm like, I am a registered Republican, so my views do lean that way, but I don't feel like politics should be in school at all. So I'm running for the Mama and the Papa Bears.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that it's great to get people in front of the camera here just so they can learn more about you and learn about what your views are. I think all the public officials should be having to have conversations like this in longer form so you can really learn about them. Okay, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And answer as many Q&As as possible as well. So you said you want term limits. What else would you like to see differently that's going on right now?
Well, to get you mean towards like the school? Mm-hmm. Get the critical race theory out. I did just get a hold of a list of books that are being put into the libraries in the schools that is quite frightening.
Which ones didn't you like?
So I haven't gone through the list yet. I was actually doing that when you got here. I had gotten the list sent to me. There is a website that you can put the school in. You can put any book into the system and it'll pull it up if it is part of the library. In my son's school specifically, there is about, I would say, 50 books on the list. In my son's school specifically, there was about 6 of them. So now I am going through these books just to see what is in them, to see if it's even appropriate or if I would want my son to even read that book. So I have seen some school board meetings where people have brought graphic pictures and talked about these books, and I'm like, oh my God.
Graphic pictures?
Yes, graphic pictures. Like there's pictures in some of these books with sexual things going on. Yes, it's not okay to be in school.
Sexual ed stuff? What is it?
No, not sexual ed stuff, like just, yeah. I don't know, is kids going to be watching this? That's where I don't want to say anything. My goodness.
I mean, it's already in the schools now. I mean, they're already learning
it is.
whatever
So,
it is.
I mean, there's blowjobs in these pictures of, you know, boys giving other boys blowjobs, and it's pretty graphic from what I've seen. So my one girlfriend spoke at her school board meeting, and she was showing me the book. I'm like, oh goodness.
I mean, that
it's
sounds
awful.
a lot like porn.
Yes, that's basically what
is it,
she
like
got
a
up there
how-to
and
manual? This is
said.
what could be happening?
Basically, yes, that's what it was, yeah. And it's quite graphic, and it was very
So I guess
not
if
okay.
it were up to you, you'd rather see parents talk about that kind of stuff with their kids?
Yes. Parents
would agree
need,
with that.
yes, absolutely. I mean, they're going to learn it anyway, you know, like.
I mean, they will. They'll learn it. I mean, all they really have to teach people is there's going to be people of all different sexualities, and just don't hate on them just because of what they are.
Exactly.
To me, that should really be the end of the discussion. Everything else should be left to the parents, and you know, kids learn this stuff anyway.
Yeah.
I know, like, I have a part-time job where this 11-year-old girl works with her parents. She teaches me about nonsense that she should have no business learning.
Right,
And I was
right.
like, how the heck do you know this?
Yeah, sometimes the stuff that Geo says, I'm like, wait, how did you know that?
Well, the kids and TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and on and on and on.
Yep.
Do a lot of the kids, like, in middle school, grade school, do they have cell phones right now?
So my son has had a cell phone since he was 9. When he turned 9, we got him a cell phone. That was actually around the time where all those school shootings were going on, and I was terrified. I was like, oh my God, I need to get him a cell phone. So he actually, in his book bag, he has a bulletproof shield, and he has a cell phone. So
Bulletproof shield. Huh?
yeah, I bought him this cool thing that you can put in your book bag. It's like the size of a piece of paper. It's about $100. But we taught him how, if there's an active shooter in the school, how to cover himself, how to cover all of his vital organs. So, you know, he knows how to use his book bag if that were to take place. But we did get him a cell phone when he was 9. But we do monitor everything that he does on his cell phone. He actually does not have TikTok. He does not have Snapchat because he's only 12.
What is the policy in the classroom with kids and their cell phones? Like the people, I can imagine kids fiddling on them all throughout class.
Well, he actually told me that he's not even allowed to take it out of his book bag. It's supposed to stay in his book bag.
Good.
So if I text him while he's in school, he doesn't get back to me. So he does abide by that because he doesn't want to get in trouble. He's a good kid. So.
Yeah, because I mean, if people are allowed to scroll on their cell phones, I'd imagine the whole class would be completely distracted and just hardly paying attention. So I think that part's good. Do you have like a social media policy in general for your kids? Because this is something that, like, I'm 36. Parents my age and younger, they're going to have some sort of plan. Like, when are you going to let your kid have a Facebook? When are you going to let your kid have Instagram? When are you going to let him have TikTok, Snapchat?
We're pretty strict. And he even tells his friends that, like, nope, can't ask my parents. They're not going to let me. So I have an iPhone. He has an iPhone. So on his phone, on my phone, there's something called screen time. So I can go within his phone and allow him to use certain things. I can allow him to have certain apps. So I can see what he's doing.
Right.
You know, he doesn't even have any social media. So
can you use the internet?
He is blocked from the internet. The only thing he really has on his phone right now is games.
Games. Okay.
So he's 12 years old. I don't think that he should be doing anything like that. You know, we let him have Snapchat for a very short time, and then we were like, you know what, this probably isn't such a good idea.
No, it can be a
because
problem.
all that stuff gets deleted, and I don't know what's going on in there. So it was like he had it for a couple weeks, and then we were like, nope, no more.
Well, I know my buddy, he's engaged to be married and has like a will-be stepdaughter. They had all sorts of problems with her because she's 10 or 11 years old. And adults are like soliciting her on Snapchat, trying to get her to send naked pictures of herself. And the FBI came to their house and it became a huge debacle. But I think that's the thing parents don't think about. And right now, just even with the internet, you can see anything
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah.
All sorts of sins, violence, pornography, all sorts of nonsense on the internet. So I think it's good that you're blocking that.
Yep.
But as far as the curriculum goes, like outside of critical race theory, what else are they teaching right now? Do they teach anything in regards to life skills, in regards to just things that have to do with life?
Not that I've seen. Not that he's 12, so he's not really taking, like, I would say, any classes that are like that at all. He's in band, so he's taken like the regular classes that he has to take. I think he's taken Spanish, but there's no like life classes like you're talking about. No. Mm-mm.
What kind of like what would I call
I feel like
them? Electives.
that would start in high school though.
Yeah, but I mean the school board, they go through K through 12, right?
Yeah, but I feel like the life classes should be like in high school.
Yeah, I can agree with
right
that.
now. So as far as his electives, I know that he has a gifted IEP, so he gets like pulled out services. So during elected classes, he's like taken out to go to another classroom where it's called challenge, and he does like a harder work. So he does do that.
That's actually a good question to ask. What do they do for the more gifted kids that are maybe above the rest of their classmates? Do they have things like challenge they go to?
He does. He has challenge, and he's been giving me a problem with challenge. So we're actually trying to figure out a different way because he gets pulled out of some of his regular classes. So he's like, I don't want to be behind in these classes, and then I'm not going to be able to make the work up. So I did just have an IEP meeting last week, so we're trying to figure that out right now. But they do give him, it's extra work that he has to do.
It's good.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if they think he's good enough to do that or smart enough to do that, he'll be more than ready to catch up with the other stuff he misses.
Yeah.
It won't be a problem for him.
He's lazy. He's 12. He just wants to play video games.
Well, yeah.
We don't let him play video games during the week, though. He only plays them on the weekends.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So they still have like all of the arts programs there? Do they have music?
He does take art. He does
gyms.
He does take art. He does take gym. He does band. So like Monday mornings, he actually has to go in early. So he went in early this morning. He left here at like 7. He gets to school by 7:15. He's a walker, so he rides his bike. He's right down the road. Yeah. So, but he had to do band at 7:15 this morning. So.
No, that's good too.
Yeah.
So, what other kinds of big hotbed issues are in the town regarding the school right now? I guess they have like certain mask policies that some people don't like.
So the